It means some promise Nyame Friday 28th of March 2025 IND. May the stories are making its way to mainstream media about Gossip 24 chain. But Mr. Mo fanchami. You're moving into 30th of March 2025. Yakopoyaduma Sunday ebe. Na ene this particular video. You're discussing the ekoso or Parliament House. So far as ECG for 1,300 and here containers are era or Tema Harbour no air concerned. Because I'm discussing on the floor of Parliament. And yeah, and our leaders to be a kind higher Gossip 24. Message them. So baby, subscribe button so now I click the notification icon. So I follow you your Facebook, your Instagram, yes, I Twitter at gossip24.com, any Gossip 24 TV. Now feel free. So I bet you do a comment section or share video. So I'm out for so in you be ashare. It is a one name dear Koswa. Dear Koswa is a mommy, Papa, T. Oh my Ghana. Yeah, electricity company of Ghana, ECG4. Accra containers and the aba. There's a containers now or more crying. No? According to air transition team, and now eja or take you over during the transition period. Dan sana, you be minister for energy, Honorable John Jinapor. Omo chem say ECG can say or more cry containers. 3,000 containers. No, see, okay, 3,000. That's yes, no, see, almost see, okay, that's what we say. You could try to make clean and bear 1.5 billion Ghana cedis.
Where they ought to be. Mr. Speaker, let me set the record straight. And if my good friend, Professor, will listen to me, there's not been any inconsistency. At the transition committee, Honorable Yarga was there. They gave us a figure of 3,000. Then they told us it had incurred demurrage of 1.5 billion. I was sworn into office on the 17th. On the 24th, I visited the harbour. At the harbour, I was told the containers were 2,500. That is what aroused my suspicion. I didn't say at the harbour that the containers are 2,500. I couldn't have counted 2,500 containers instantaneously. And so from 24th, I went to brief the president on 27th. And by 31st, I had established this committee.
Committee ni kwa ba ina committee ni beka chinse. 2,500 no more kano. Entisa. 2,500 no more kano entisa. Nemo muno containers I wa habo hono. Aya 1,132. And the war. Now, mo bisa ECG4 so no. ECG4 after some way on checks no. A 2,462. And a ECG4 say wo books mo. But mo ko do habo hono. Na aka 1,132. E je kro mo ye mo check ya na ko do 1,134. Ina say swat by 2. Na say containers are ayera. I just say ECG books mu there containers no harbor. Name of harbor ho there containers ni ho no. 1,328. It is containers 1,328. It me free harbor ho. Wa bra ECG for nim baby a container no. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority for some mo harbor no so no. Omuso nim baby a container no. It is somebody that asem no. Ekoko piem on the floor of Parliament. And Hon Afenyo-Markin say Omo pe ena bia whether MPPO and this your fanton chain. No more treat the issue as a national issue. Na enipa bonefo a che some way involved in these activities. Omo to me bring your book because omo ni pefe say ECG4 to me any your friends say customs for na some more habo hono e kanana na ndi oma kra nyoma na oma oxygen nyoma no ma say aton nyoma ne back ama ECG.
To do it, you must adopt a posture, a non-partisan posture, and tackle the rots. But if we all want to approach it, MPP, NDC, Mr. Speaker, it will remain. NDC will spend 4 years, 16 years, 20 years. The same thing will be there. They will come into opposition, and the same thing would arise again. Then the perpetrators will be there in the system. Mr. Speaker, today, Ghanaian businesses cannot sleep because there's a new government. Whereas foreign businesses are surviving because their ambassadors will be protecting their businesses. So Ghanaian businesses who did business in MPP time are at risk. Whereas foreign companies are surviving because we are quick to say this business is a pro-MPP, so it should die. What are we doing to ourselves? What are we doing to ourselves? Mr. Speaker, I know the minister will come and say, oh, ECG has a huge bill. There is debt. Now who calls them? Us, as a political class. When there are issues, we don't identify the issue and say, this one is a national issue. Let's kill it. We want to play partisan football with it. It comes back to haunt us. How many people pay bills in Ghana? ECG. All the power that we produce. Mr. Speaker, let me hazard a guess. I can say, not on authority, that less than 20% of consumers pay. A lot of factories consume electricity, they don't pay. The prepaid is adjusted all over. At the end of the day, it becomes the debt of the state. These are things that if the minister comes and says, look, I am embarking on serious reforms, I will go all out to back him. Because if the nation fails, it affects all of us. And for MPP, NDC, we shouldn't be too comfortable with this democracy. With this day social media, the youth, they are so impatient that if we continue to play this game, they will be watching. We may be surprised. Let's be careful. Let us be careful as a political class. The issue at stake is scandalous, is serious, it's not MPP, NDC matter. All these public institutions, and sometimes some of the appointees of the previous government, you see them even saying that they are professionals. They were not MPP. Now they come here and then they are dining with you. You're also happy. When you lose power, they turn around and they do this and that and that. And then they are hitting our heads and we are here shouting. No. The public system, the public service structure, those SOEs, that government invests so much. Every now and then, we have bureaucracies being established by law, and the state will give money. Look at the initiative, this Gold Board initiative. For all you know, government means well. But trust me, if in the enactment, we don't put in place the support systems, people will take the money and say, but I helped the NDC to come to power. He will even go and buy the gold, and you cannot even prosecute. I invested in Winneba. I bought taxes for my people. The person is working. He's not paying. You can't prosecute. You can't even then have to pay. What is going on in the country? Because politics. We know. We set up initiatives. Where we are helping our people. We give them the loans. Kufuor's Maslock. People didn't pay. Rawlins's intervention program, poverty alleviation, they didn't pay. When Rawlins lost, Atamus lost, and Kufuor came, all the attempt to prosecute those people who didn't pay the loan, they said because they were NDC. When Kufuor also came and they took the loan and they didn't pay, and Atamus was prosecuting, they said, I'm MPP. And it's been going on, and we see saying national debts. All these social interventions that are going down the drain, it's become consumption, not investment. So as a political class, let's wake up. Let's get more serious. Tackle the issues. $700 million is no cheap money. Go to ECG. Those companies are chasing ECG, and now because the minister is enforcing the cash waterfall, they say they get only 40 million cedis, and the 40 million cedis is not even enough to pay salary. Those officers at ECG, those directors, they are the ones who should hold them to account and stop this political football we play. And then we come and we say it was MPP time. Honorable member who brought the statement up, with the greatest respect to you, I do not think an answer will be in a parliamentary inquiry. With the greatest respect to you. And honorable minister, I do not think an answer to the problem is a political inquiry. Hold the bull by the horn. And I, Kwamina, will support you because I've been there. In fact, I've seen a lot of the rot in our public service system. I've seen a lot of the rot in the SOEs, but they take advantage of us as politicians. They mess up and they know that, oh, the politicians will make noise. Then they are still chopping and milking the state. You and I know. You and I know. The managing director of ECG, the director of procurement, must be seen to be telling us why, as a director of procurement, he will issue a contract, and then the contract is that deliver at the port, bring bill of lading, and ask for payment without even having access to it. And then a minister is to take a blame. A minister must not take a blame on this matter. It shouldn't be a political partisan matter, but it's a system failure which we have the capacity, the authority to deal with. I shall rest my case, Mr. Speaker. If we are serious, this is the day. And Minister, I crave your indulgence to do what is right for legacy purpose, for your image. And I'm sure you will live up to that day.
Thank you very much.
And Honorable Dominic Nitu, as the best to say, as a media, also to investigate as much as say, a query da homa Ghana for you now with your call. Just as Honorable Afenyo-Markin says, see a Ghanaian youth, no, or my smart, or my intelligent, or my patient, no, and also between my Ghana for whom, say, some say in echo, and yes, so Becca question could my investigations, no, I can't no be at every point in time, Biano, or more for Ghana for you, which. Na Ghana for who are 7 say yes, and in form we involved. No more bring up to book.
And today somebody should get away with 700 million, or a group of people should get away with that because we want to accuse each other. No, hell no. We cannot allow that. So I want the majority leader and the members on this side to understand that the maker of the statement is coming with clear conscience. All we want to find out is what are the facts of the case. What happened? How many containers were involved? Who are the people involved? Containers do not have legs. They do not have wings to fly. Nobody can carry a 40-footer container. How is it possible that all these security people there, it doesn't matter what time, and then these containers will move? First day 10 containers, the next day 20 containers, the next day 50 containers, to over 1,000-something containers. How? How is it possible? How is that possible? How is that possible? So I say that we must find out exactly. It tells us something. Maybe something is happening at the port. Maybe something bigger is happening at the port. If containers can get missing, then you can imagine other things that are there. Explosives, drugs, different things. So, and the worst of all, arms. So I'm saying, and I'm supporting the maker of the statement to say that let's investigate in details. There is no report that we want in secret. Mr. Minister, we don't want any report that was conducted in secret. We want a public report. We don't know the people who did it. We don't know when they started it. We don't know when it was commissioned. We don't know who commissioned it and how this report. We want a public report. This is one of the biggest scandals. It's worse than the cocaine scandal. Let's get a public report and let carry the people of Ghana along.
If you say, send 1,300, I ECG to me. Imadi says, will be so a crane du bonnet, a two at the Abba, Sani, better than my Ghana animal. I will be uncountable, will be answering. It is serious. Now, my dream crown call. But Honorable Dominic need to erase that particular concern. And I'm agree call. So this is a serious issue. Very, very serious. This scandal is a serious issue. So containers 1,300. It will free harbor hawk. Where ECG for dia? ECG for dia mpodi. Na then ECG for dia. I be a company be a popular dinner that's so. Na say you nubone a tuo a no maybe a kaka when they are bomb anymore. And no name to me. will be a hunichi. But Honorable John Jinapor, SBB containers ni will be His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I'm an assurance cell when the support into Baka containers at the upper.
Mr. Speaker, these are the facts. So those who are on social media and trying to play the political game, let me assure you, it will not deter me. Mr. Speaker, I just came from Kong. We've gone to 4 warehouses. 2 of them are factories. And what they've been doing over the years is that they buy these containers with brand new aluminum cables and then melt them into aluminum rods and export them. Today, I encourage everybody to watch the television sets. You will see the cables, brand new cables, being put into the furnace, being melted and converted to rods. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, when President Mahama called me, his message was simple. Jinapor, you have my full backing, go the full throttle. And that is exactly what we are doing. We've already arrested some Chinese nationals. We are on the trail of some Indian nationals who have bolted. But you know, this is a house of record. And so I'm being very, very cautious. I've received a lot of briefing. And I'm getting to know those who are behind it. This has been going on for years. I will stop that and it will stop right now. But Mr. Speaker, it's not just going to stop. We shall retrieve the containers of the materials. We shall prosecute the perpetrators, and we will prosecute the perpetrators, and we will sell the rods to recover the cost. Mr. Speaker, people are complaining that at the distribution level, the power system is not stable. It is because you buy the materials and you don't use them. They end up somewhere other than their intended purpose.
Honorable John Jinapor, some time. There are a few things I took note of. Or revealing say, ECG, MD no, or one kind say the threshold for contract which we are signing in a day no, or a single contract no, and also say 1 billion, and only 1 million Ghana cedis, or 1 billion, 1 million Ghana cedis. ECG MD no, now to me signing a year contract 900,000 Ghana cedis, 900,000 Ghana cedis, back to 20. In a day, and you're not making Honorable John Jinapor, and I can't.
That is the source of the problem. And I hold the view that whoever was responsible and the MD approving, Mr. Speaker, it's even worrying. If you look at the procurement, the MD has a threshold of $1 million. A day, they sign 20 contracts, all of them 900.
And you know, also reveal say. Dietia ECG for to me nya ho kwan ekra containers ne dodo ba ye na ekopie mu e ye uncleared section honom no and say in 2023 for instance omo budget of 935 million am betu bi akra nyoma and also betu bi ato nyoma now so omo kra nyoma 8.3 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 no omo budget near 1.3 billion now so omo kra nyoma 8.2 billion in 2024. It is just say, Yamo was cast on one fan talk. Music and bet with their ton of money. Now, so you almost said that a crown in excess. No way to me, the B. I had your person more year. Resulting 1,300 containers a year.
The source of the problem. That for me is very, very important. Mr. Speaker, and with your permission, I'll tender in the committee's report, so that everybody can read it. I'll tender it in. Mr. Speaker, if you go to the tables, for instance, in year 2023, their approved planned procurement was 935 million. That's less than 1 billion. By the end of the year, they had procured 8.3 billion. 7.3 billion more than their budget could accommodate. And so you had so many containers arriving at the port. So many containers arriving at the port. They are not able to clear. And that gives way for these things. Mr. Speaker, 2024, their budget was 1.3 billion for procurement. they ended up procuring 8.2 billion. That is the source of the problem.
I gossip 24. When did you call our Parliament House? Ujeng Hubiana, Ontiase, Eareho, what I say. But I like the fact, say, both political parties, no, and they are more partisan politics, no, treaty way as a national issue. I hope they see it as such, and they don't end up apportioning blame games to who and what have you. What I say, seeing Hon Afenyo-Markin, you know. Also, we treat we as a national issue for once, just as the topic of Galam say. Every time you know, as a Bibana will say treating as a national issue, then they bring the perpetrators to book, whether MPP, NDC, CVP, PNC. So far as the timelines are concerned, bring the perpetrators to book. Treat it as a national issue. I got 624. Magraheb.